Sorry about that. Slight interruption that happens when you're in a classroom and nobody knows that you're filming a video. So you're going to skip these 2 beads at the bottom, which we already did with the one side, and then you're going to go to the other side, skip that bottom bead, take the end of the wire that you just threaded these 2 beads onto, and you're going to thread the wire through the next 2 beads on the opposite side that you originally did, okay? And you're going to go up through just those 2, because we're going to hide the wire so that we can create the rung for the next ladder. And this is where it gets kind of twisty. So make sure that if you get a twist like this, that as you're threading it through, that you kind of untwist it, because it's gonna save your life later and save frustrations of yourself and the teacher, because if you don't get it, guess who has to do it? We do it, okay? All right, so we've created the very first rung of our DNA ladder. We've connected our 2 base pairs, and we've gone our sugar and phosphates up the sides, so you can kind of see there's a structure there, okay? And the opposite colors correspond to the opposite side, because the bases are actually sugar and phosphates, and so they are anti-parallel. So when one DNA structure is running one direction, the other one is running the opposite direction. So, and we'll get more into that when we talk about the structure. So from here, we take one side, and you're going to thread on another set of beads, another set of base pairs. So I'm gonna pick purple and pink, and purple and pink. Now this is different than the first time, so pay close attention. So you have this on one end, right? And now you're gonna take the other wire from the other side, and you're going to thread it through both holes backwards, like you're tying shoelaces, okay? Or like if you were tying. And then you're going to pull. Pull carefully, make sure it's slow. Oops, I think I'm out of balance here, maybe. Okay, anyway, that'll work. And then you pull it and you cinch it down. It looks kind of messy to start with, but as long as you kind of keep an eye on stuff as you go, it works. Okay, so if it's starting to bunch up or kink, now you need this time to smooth it out. All right, so we've created this rung, but now we need to go up 2 more sides of the ladder on each side. So we are going to send one side of the wire up one side. So make sure the same side that it came out of is going up that same side. You're hiding the wire when it gets twisted. Make sure that you pull. So you should not see any like crossing wires when you cinch everything down. So pull that down there. I like to bend this one out to the side so it's out of the way. So you can kind of see here, I've taken this wire here and gone all up 2 on that side. So there's no wire that's sticking out. And then this wire that's sticking out on this side, I'm gonna go up on this side. So I'm gonna go up 2. And the end of my wire is kind of bent, so it makes it hard. Okay, and I pull it through. And then I'm gonna cinch those down, and I'm going to pull, sorry, I keep sliding closer to me. And I'm going to pull those out so you can kind of see how this is working, okay? So you can see what I've kind of done with this this is the original one, or the one that I have a model for, but I've gone up 1, crossed over, and then gone up 2, crossed over with those same sides, gone up 2, gone up 2. We're just gonna keep continuing the trend of kind of crisscrossing, tying the shoelaces, and you can keep them in any order that you want. The only thing is you have to keep the 2 colors that you paired together in one. They have to stay on the same rungs together, and the 2 colors that you paired together on another rung together. So I can't cross red and pink because technically those wouldn't match together if they were DNA, because adenine and thymine pair together and guanine and cytosine would pair together, okay? You can't flip them around. So I'm gonna do pink and purple again, but I'm gonna start, I think, pink on this side first, and then do purple. Okay, and then purple. Okay, so I've got them on the end. I take that loose wire, and I'm going to crisscross through the center of both of them. So they're backwards. The wire is in the opposite directions, and we're gonna pull, whoops, make sure the other wire from the strands is out of the way. I'm sliding all over, sorry. And I like to pull nice and tight so that I can pull them down. Okay, flip it back over. All right, yay, we're getting close to being done and having a full DNA strand. So then we're gonna take the one wire on one side that came out, and you're gonna go up on whichever wire this wire is on, that's the side you're gonna go up. So don't crisscross it over to the other side, but you're gonna go up 2, and you're not skipping any beads. So there should be nothing in between the wires here. So you're going, all the wires on the sides should have doubles going up, except for the very bottom wire that's at the very, very bottom towards the first loop, okay? So I kink it out there, and I'm gonna push out 2 on this side. Okay, so 2 and 2 on each side to hide the wire that's gonna create our ladder. Okay, and so I've done the same exact thing. And so you can see now I've got 3 rungs, so I've got 3 base pairs, and now I'm gonna create another one. I've gone up the sides so I can hide it. Let's do blue and red. I'll do blue first. And red, come on. Okay, take the opposite wire, okay, from the opposite side, and you're gonna thread it in backwards. If you can see that this end is getting kind of bent and kinked up, it's going to be more difficult the longer I get. Sometimes you have to snip those ends off with wire cutters if you can't smooth them out, which is becoming more and more difficult. All right, so make sure they're through both wire or through both beads, and then you pull, cinch it down all the way to the bottom, okay, and then do the same thing. You're gonna go up 2. We're almost done. We have 1 more rung to go. And then you're gonna go up this side. Make sure that wire, if it's getting twisted, as you're pulling it up, that you twist it back. Slide those beads down. I pull it across. Take this wire, go up 2 on this side. Pull it through. Okay, and if it's twisting, make sure you smooth it out. So pull, and then I pull those 2. Okay. All right, last rung. We have 2 sides of the ladder of the DNA strand on the top, because that's gonna be our last set. Whoa. Yeah, and sometimes that happens. I'm losing the balance on my phone here. It's perched on my document camera. Come on, focus. There we go. All right, so last set of beads. So I'm gonna take the purple and the pink, come on. And I'm going to do purple first, just for the sake of it. And then you're gonna crisscross. Cross them through, pull, 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 pull. Oops, I'm getting something tangled here. Cinch it down, okay. We're almost done. Okay, and then this last end wire, you're going to put up that last bead on each side. So this wire takes this one. So all your wires are coming out of the top of the DNA model. Okay, and the wires are as hidden as possible, and so this wire is gonna go up. Okay, all right, and then you're going to cinch it all down. So now you can see all the wires are coming out of the top, okay? So the 2 that we were threading through are up here too, and then the one that has a loop and everything. I know there's a lot of excess wire, but it's kind of necessary to have stuff so you can move stuff around and make it so you have space to actually work. So 60 centimeters is a pretty good length for both of them to be. And then make sure it's all cinched down. Tighten it up by pulling at the bottom. You don't want to see, less wire you see, the better it's gonna look. So there should be no gaps or spaces, okay? And then I'm going to pinch these 2 together at the end, where all the wires are coming out, and I'm just gonna twist. And I want to twist this probably 6 times, 7 times. Okay, and keep it tight. Okay, you can create the loop if you want, like a hook to hang on stuff. I like to use this as a hook, and then I can actually put like an ornament hook in it, or you can do whatever you want with it. But I like to trim off the end, and I give it about 1 centimeter, maybe a little bit less of space. so that the tail doesn't come unraveled. You need to have some of that spun. And you take the wire cutters, and then that little tip you fold over. I push it into the table, and I push it so that it goes into the bottom of the DNA, so that it kind of tilted over. So I pushed it, I went down and I just kind of folded it over, pushing it into the table. But now you can see you've created a DNA model out of poly beads and wire. And now what I would do with my students is I would have them identify which are the phosphates, which are the sugars and the backbone, and then what represents the base pairs, because we are going to study DNA. All right, thank you. And then you can twist it if you want to actually give it that double helix structure. Cool. All right, thanks for watching.